Hello fellow painters, welcome back. In today's episode I'm gonna paint the Battle Sisters from One Page Rules. I had a couple of goals for this recording. I do wanted to paint her quite fast without much effort, so I think you can handle it within an hour, maybe an hour and a half. My additional goal was to paint some black armor. I do hate it, so I do wanted to do it quite fast without much effort. So I tried to do it in comic book style. I think it looks quite fun. I found the inspiration for this kind of painting style in some pics on Pinterest from a painter. I do enjoyed it, so I wanted to recreate it. So I hope you will enjoy this one. So grab your paints, brushes, and let's start. I primed black my miniature as always. I have additionally did the zenithal highlight for her. But from this step on, I will take a little bit different approach. So I will take care in the first place of the skin. Therefore, I mixed in a 50-50 consistency magenta and salmon rose for my base color, and will paint her skin. Skin I will paint with the airbrush. That's why I ignore the zenithal highlight that I did. I will just cover the skin parts. Flesh from Vallejo. And with this one I will apply the highlights on the skin areas. Short triggers will easily do the trick. My final highlight for the skin is pale flesh. This one I will only accent the most raised areas of the skin parts. Shot triggers. This is the result after I finished her skin parts. I will take care now of the armor parts, the top one and the on the legs, and therefore I will use Blood Angels straight from the pot. For the black parts I will use Basilicum Grey. For the leather parts, I took Grantoffer as the base color. Later on, I will highlight all of the leather parts with the brighter tone of brown, but for now I will apply only the main color. The Battle Sister has a tunic in front of, which I started to paint as the main color burnt umber. My main goal for here was to paint this tunic a little dirty, not so bright, not so shiny, not so white, so this is the perfect color to start with. Light brown is my first highlight for the tuning. I will apply it with the airbrush to be fast and efficient, and of course to blend the colors nicely together. Beige is my final highlight for the tuning, which I'm doing with the airbrush. I will reduce, of course, the painted area, so be careful and set up your airbrush correctly. With Skeleton Horde, I will blend all the applied colors together. This will give me an additional dirty look of the tunic. So thin your paint down and apply it to the selected areas. With Screaming Skull, I will paint selected areas of the edges. From the start on, I wished the tunic to look worn, damaged, so use this color to paint some fabric, some worn edges, some damages, and have fun. Brass Scorpion is my next color. I will use it for all the details on her armor that I want to be gold. This color is perfect because it's not so shiny, it's not so bright, it is more dirty. So this is my base color for all of these details. Later on I used some contrast paints for the recesses and silver for the highlight. So before I go over to finishing all the other black parts, I took Warlord Purple and will cover the Chainsword. After the Chainsword dried, with white ink I will pre-highlight the inner side of the Chainsword. The goal for here is to prepare the Chainsword for the yellow ink. And due to this combination we will have nice orange deep shadows. So yellow ink, and in this case just paint over your sword. The Warlord Purple will change his color to some nice orange one. The inner side of the Chainsword will be yellow. Just like the Chainsword for the Space Marines. So after your Chainsword dried, I will do the following. I will paint the energy pack black. I will paint the Chainsword detail also black, and the remaining here on the skull. So I will not show you this because this would be too boring, so I'll be back after I paint the details. Okay, let's start with the hair, with ochre brown. I will start to paint the first sketch. What I wanna achieve here is to leave some black flux between the hair strings. I finished the first sketch, and this is the result. So if it comes to the first highlight, it would be light yellow. And what I'm gonna do here is to reduce. I'm gonna just reduce the area so my next highlight is ice yellow. I will keep on reducing the highlighted area. Ivory will be my last highlight, and I want to accent some of the light reflections, so mostly at the end of the hair strings. This will give me a nice touch, shiny hair. For the next part I want to take light gray, and I will line out some of the edges on the black parts. To give it a cartoony look. Don't outline all of the edges, as this is pointless and will look ridiculous, but only the parts where the light hits. So, as you can see, for all the black parts, I did a highlight, but please not all edges, but make it a little interesting. As you can see here, some accents on the black parts. Yeah, we want to look at a more comic look, cartoony look, comic book look. So for the last step for the armor, for the most raised areas of the black parts, I will simply place a white dot exactly like in the comic books. So there is no need of blend or anything else. As everybody knows, blending on black armor is really painful. Where you paste your let's say reflections on the armor, these white dots, is totally up to you. Just observe your mini and decide. Okay, I will finish it for the rest of the armor and I'm back in a couple of seconds. Okay, before I move on to the last steps on the armor itself, I do want to make his energy pack a little bit more interesting. Here on the both sides are two pipes, and these pipes I want to have in some nice neon colors. Okay, my pipes are dried. Now I take lime green from Liquitex, and now I will apply it to the pre-highlighted area. In addition to the pipes, I will create a very subtle OSL. With Caribbean turquoise, I will create the faded light on the far edges of our pipe. So this is the look of the energy pack after I did the OSLs on the pipes. I will do the same for the sword in the middle, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so I finished the Chainsword, and with basically the same colors I did on the other side here, some tiny OSL on her body, and with some transfer sheets I changed her skirt a little bit. So I glued on some transfer sheets from Warhammer 40k from the Sisters of Battle, as you can see here, and made the skirt a little bit more interesting, and also here on the inside. I did some additional things on the Battle Sister, like edge highlights on parts where I not shot in the recording, because it would be simply too long. But I think you can imagine what I did additional besides the parts that I showed you. I hope you have enjoyed this one. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, like the recording, comment down below. You can show me your Battle Sisters, not only from one-page rules, but also from Games Workshop. Maybe I will try to recreate your painting style or your color schemes. In the meantime, have a great week, and I will see you the next time. Bye bye!